So in this unit, we're going to talk about what a radical is, how to use a radical, and how to do a lot of different things with a radical. And the first, very most important thing is, up to this point, you've probably had what I would consider bad information about something that you've been using for a few years. You have more than likely been told that this is a square root. I've probably even done it not thinking about it in geometry and some other classes that you may or may not have had with me. This symbol is called a radical. It is used to take a square root, but it is also used to take many, many other roots. Um, when you see the symbol, there is almost always a number with it when you use it in higher level math, such as a 3 or a 4. Okay, something like that. This would be the first one will be the third root, the second one will be the fourth root. You can have any number there. The reason that up to this point you've probably been told it's a square root is because when that would be a square root, a second root, when there's no number there, it's seen as a second root. So in just about everything in math, there's some assumed thing that happens when it's not written there, such as if we have just a regular old x, it's the same thing as a 1x. It's also the same thing as an x to the first power. All right, so a second root is a square root, which is just what it is when it doesn't have anything with it. All right, so someone calling it a square root is not calling it the wrong thing, all right, but they're ignoring the fact that it's actually a radical. All right, so when you see that thing, you have to think that it's a radical with some sort of um, root, which kind of acts as a power, and we're going to talk about what goes on there. All right, my formatting is a little weird in this file because I screwed it up and didn't go back and change it like I should have. So this talks about what I just talked about. All right, and when there's no number, it has a standard number. So there's a 2. All right. This is the big thing here. All radicals can be changed into an exponent. It's going to be a fraction. All right. So if you look right here, that's the conversion that we're going to be doing in this file right here, taking something as like square root, let's do third root, sorry, third root of x is the same thing as, this is a 1, even though it's not there, x to the 1 third. So we're going to be switching those back and forth, which is vitally important to be able to do a lot of different mathematical things with roots. It's almost always much easier to work with exponential powers than it is with roots. All right, and the main thing that roots do, again, my formatting is really easy. I didn't notice until I started the video. Radically used are to get rid of, all right, or the opposite of exponents. So we'll talk about what that is as we go through and actually start kind of playing around and solving some of these things. All right, so there's what I just did right there for the fifth root of x. All right, fifth root of x. It's going to be the same thing as x to the 1/5.